Very good morning. Myself, Dr. Gopinath, Professor in EC Department. I take today's topic is Renewable Energy Technologies. The different categories of renewable energy technologies are there. In nowadays, the number of renewable and non-renewable sources based upon that the electrical energies have to produce. In these cases, the unit one in the renewable energies consists of energy and its types, conventional with non-renewable energies, and global energy scenarios, and the need for renewable energies, overview of renewable energy sources, environmental and economical benefits of renewable energy sources, and challenges and barriers to renewable energies adaptations are to discuss. In these cases, the conventional with renewable energy sources. What's the meaning for conventional energy sources? The basic definition for the conventional energy sources derived from the finite resources like as fossil fuels that are depleted over a time, like as the example coals, oil, natural gases. The main advantages for the conventional energies is high energy density and output, and established infrastructure and cost effectiveness, reliable and relatively easy to transport and store the electricity, economically important. And main drawback for the conventional energy sources, non-renewable, depleting resources, and contribute to air pollution. This is the maximum main drawback in the conventional sources. Acid rain and climate changes can cause us the health problems and geopolitical instabilities. Next, the renewable energy sources. The basic definition for the renewable energy sources derived from the sources that are naturally replaced, like solar, wind, and waters. So, the basic example for the renewable energy sources, like as a solar energy, wind energy, and hydro power energy, geothermal, and biomasses. So, in these cases, the renewable sources, the main advantages for the renewable sources are sustainability and environmentally friendly, and reduce the carbon emissions and enhance energy securities, can create jobs and stimulated local economies. And main drawback in the case of renewable energy sources, initial cost can be the higher than the conventional sources and can require significant land space to infrastructures and potential environmental impacts. So these are the basics about the conventional sources and renewable energy sources. So in these cases, the conventional and renewable sources, the sources of energy is generally classified into the two categories. One is the conventional energy sources, another one is the non-conventional energy sources. So the conventional energy sources claimed from the commercial coal, oil, natural gas, thermal power, and non-commercial like as a firewoods or hydropower or nuclear power. These are the comes under the conventional energy sources. And non-conventional energy sources like as solar energy or wind energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, and biomass-based energies. So these are the categories of the non-conventional energy sources. So in this sources, all of them is shown the figure itself. You know what's the renewable energies, what's the non-renewable energy sources. So in these cases, the generally the feature and conventional energy sources, conventional as well as the renewable sources, like as the general spec for the features like chose which type of emissions, cost trend, and sustainability, grid impact and availability, reliability. These are the general spec for both the case of conventional and renewable sources. So in these cases, conventional sources, previous slide I had to tell the fossil or nuclear, and renewable sources the solar and wind, etc. The emission in the conventional sources is always high, and renewable sources is always low. And then cost rise rising, and renewable sources will be a falling. The sustainability of the conventional source is always low, and renewable sources is always high. And reliability, the conventional store is the stable one, but in the case of renewable sources, improving with the storage capacity. These different categories form of energies. The basically electrical energy, thermal energy, light energy, green energy, and wave, heat, and then hydroelectric energies, and then the solar energies, wind energies, nuclear energies, and tidal energy like as geothermal energies. So these are the one form of energies. In the case of global level of energy scenario, so one form of energy is converted into the another form of energies. In the case of non-renewable sources, the solar energies, like as a heat energy, is converted to the electrical energies. Then only have to utilize, and some other coal have to boil and then have to give the maximum pressurized steam. What do you call? Uh, Attain from the turbine blades, and then turbine rotate. The generator also coupled with that particular turbine, and then it will be generate the electrical energies. And generally, the what's the reason to go for the renewable energy chose for India? The basically there is a different category scenario. One is like as a power storages is a very important in nowadays. The maximum amount of electrical energies generated, the losses will be occur. For example, 100 megawatts of electricity have to generated by transmitting from one place to other places, like as 60 megawatts of supply have to get it for the receiving end, other 40 due to the material losses and then atmospheric losses and extra, the losses will be occur. Then only the power storages will be very important in the case of renewable energy sources in India. Next one is the government incentive. All of them we know. Suppose in nowadays the solar energies have to utilize that energies have to give for some other electrical supply in your home itself. The monium had to given by the central government itself for having installment cost should be roughly around 10,000 means around 60 to 70,000, sorry, 6,000 to 7,000 have to spend by the government, other 3,000 have to pay, and then every time have to require for the electricity have to utilize into our home appliances, electrical appliances. So these are the India map where it is located for the renewable and then non-renewable sources in different places in our India, and then which time based upon the summer and then winter season, non-renewable sources are to operate with the both the north side and then south side. Based upon that, it will be operated and then produce the electrical energies. This is a general global scenario of India versus other worlds, like as India versus other world. Population should be a 1.4 billion in India and then 7.9 billion with the other worlds. And then oil reservations like as 4.5 billion barrels and other worlds are 2,732 billion barrels. Energy consumptions in India 32 exajoules, and then worldwide the 580 exajoules of electrical energies are utilized. So this is a different scenario of both the renewable and the non-renewable sources, where energies have to created and then have to incorporate it. These are the numerical data like as total energy capacity global wise, how much of energy produced by way of renewable sources and then non-renewable sources, all put together compared to the other abroad countries. For example, the total energy productions in India, like as 4,21,565 as the standard Indian standard, but in worldwise 100, that means like as a 1 crore 77,984 value should be generated. At the same time, the in the case of nu- nu- neutral gases or nuclear gases or otherwise the biogases generations in India compared to other world is roughly around 5 to 9% compared to the other world. The generation should be occur. So these different categories, all of them, the solar power generations get it from the sunlight itself, and then wind power generations have to rotate the blade clockwise or anti-clockwise or vertical axis or horizontal axis, and then produced to driven the turbine blades. Based upon that, the electricity produced. Hydrothermal, all of them, basically the maximum amount of pressurized water stored in some other dam or river. Based upon that, I have to attract with that particular turbine blades, and then the turbine have to coupled with that alternator, and then have to produce, and then bioenergy, and then geothermal energy. So, in these cases of renewable choices, each renewable choices having go for a single unit. The first unit consists of overview of all the renewable choices, and then second and third, fourth, fifth have to combine, and then how to uh, which type of generations will be occur from the solar or wind and then hydro, something like this are to generated. These all discussed. Thank you.